So today or this evening, it's Saturday evening, just watched Fright Night to sort of get into the Halloween season. Personally, I sort of take a step back from all the horror movies because I watch them continuously year round. So I sort of just, watch what's on TV and don't, put a list for myself out. I gotta watch all these horror movies for, the month of October. If you do that, that's your thing, that's your jam, you do you. Personally, I just like to watch what puts me in the spirit, or just gives me those fun comfort fall vibes. Like last night, um, AMC, I basically have AMC like glued to the television through like November, from now through November. um they had my husband and I were watching The Exorcist when he got home last night, and even though it was just like that quote from Scream where it's like, it was edited for television, this really was edited for television. But it's just, I don't know, for some reason I find it very fun and enjoyable and kind of funny when they have these movies on TV and they're edited, like, the crucifixial self-gratification scene that Reagan does, that's totally edited out. And where she tells her mom to lick her, that's edited out, and I thought it was kind of funny. um, so I will have those on in the background, whether like if I'm doing something, whether it's coloring or just, scrolling through my phone, like I don't know, or making cake because I'm such a cake person, or something, just in the background, whether it's folding laundry or whatever. But like from now through November, I will have basically AMC on and glued, and we're just watching whatever movies that they have on TV or listening. But these are the movies that I really do like to sit down and watch, because they just give me, those spooky Halloween fall vibes, if you know what I mean. So we're going to run through them. Some of them aren't necessarily, Halloween, they're just horror, or within that realm of being just, you know, spooky, if I could say. I mean, that word is so overused right now. So anyway, I'm still gonna use it. I didn't use it for a while for reasons, but we'll start with movies. Let's start first off. It wouldn't be a Jess video if I didn't show VHS. So we're gonna start strongly off with Casper the Friendly Ghost. I actually remember watching this movie in theaters. I was in the 5th or 6th grade. I remember, I just, remember going to this, little not convenience store. It was called, TGNY. I remember it was called that. And I just remember, my mom bought me some like cool lip gloss, and I wore it to the theater, to watch this. I watched it with my cousin. I believe my parents, my mom and his mom gave us money to go watch this on a Saturday night. So I remember watching this in theaters, and I've loved it ever since. Of course, it's in a clamshell. It doesn't come in a black clamshell, so I do what I normally do. I swapped it out and put it in a black one while I was at Savers. So we have Casper. I mean, it does technically take place on Halloween because she has a Halloween party, but I've always really enjoyed and loved this version of Casper. Next we got Sleepy Hollow. I refuse to get rid of my DVD copy of this because it's a lenticular. It lenticulates, if you know, you know. I am such a huge Tim Burton fan, so this always puts me in the fall mood. Like, not necessarily just for Halloween, but just in the fall mood. This is one of my favorite urban legends ever. And technically, I did actually see this on Thanksgiving Day because that's when it was released. First movie I ever saw in the new theater in my hometown. So, and just that jack-o'-lantern scene at the beginning where, they're riding through the carriage and you see him like this, and then the horseman comes and all you just see that blood splatter across the jack-o'-lantern's face. It just sets the tone and the mood there. So we've got one of my favorites, Sleepy Hollow. And then, you know, keep it going. Um, we have R.L. Stein's Monsterville. When I first picked this up, I was kind of like, but I actually really enjoyed this movie. It is really fun. You know, it's just got, you know, oh my gosh, our town is in peril. We need to save all of our friends. And just the whole like fall vibe and just, you know, the little carnivals and settings just give this movie such a fun tone for the season. So I would totally recommend R.L. Stein's Monsterville. Up next, we got another VHS, and it is one of my favorites, The Haunted Mansion. Nobody really likes this movie, and I don't know why. It is so fun. And again, another movie I saw in theaters on Thanksgiving because it was released around that time. Weird. But it is just a fun movie. It's funny. Eddie Murphy does a really good job in this movie. I think so. And did it need a remake? It's subjective. But The Haunted Mansion, it's so fun, and it really puts you in, you know, the mood for the season. It's a fun family movie. I actually might watch this, you know, later on tonight while I'm doing my diamond art. So we have that. It is not Halloween season without our three favorite sisters, the Sanderson sisters. This is a staple in basically everybody's household. So I have the very sought after spell book of this. It was actually my sister's. She gifted it to me because she was like, she is not such a huge Hocus Pocus fan like me and my other sisters, but she gifted me. She's like, I don't want it, you can keep it. So rather than just, you know, toss it aside or give it away to somebody, she gave it to me. She knew I would give it a good home. But we have the spell book of Hocus Pocus. I'll probably watch this a couple hundred times and, you know, color or do some diamond art or something. Well, this is on for like the 50th time in a row, 500th. Who knows? But this is such a staple. And next, a hidden gem in my opinion. I remember watching this with my sisters when we were little, and we were just like, what is this magic? And it is Cartoon Network's The Halloween Tree. This is such a creepy little cartoon, and especially for when you're like younger, like within the 9 to 10 age range when I watched this, and my sisters are, if I was about 10, my sister would have been, maybe it was older, like 12, around there, 11, 12. Let's just say my sisters were like 8 or 9, around there somewhere. I'm not good at math when it comes to age. But anyway, when we first saw this, I actually recorded it, you know, from Cartoon Network on a tape, if you know, that just shows my age. But The Halloween Tree, it was a creepy little cartoon because basically their friend is sick. He's dying essentially. And in order to save his soul, they have to find his pumpkin on the pumpkin tree. That's why it's called a Halloween tree. And they have to save him from dying. But what they do is that they travel through the world, you know, showing like how different parts of the world celebrate Halloween. And you've got, you know, Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, and you've got like Egyptians, and you've got, I can't remember, I haven't seen this movie in so long. But, you know, just because they're trying to save his friend, and like the movie is very creepy at the beginning, and then it just sort of progressively gets lighthearted and less serious and, you know, more just fun. But this is such a good, you know, little cartoon. For real, just, you know, take my word for it. This is such a good little cartoon and really will get you in the Halloween spirit. And then we've got a classic, a pure classic. If you don't think this is a classic, then I don't know if we can be friends, because Creatures Stole My Twinkie. And I've probably already talked about this movie already, and if I have, you know, sorry, not sorry. But this is such an introduction to monsters when you're a child. I've loved this movie since I was a child when I've watched it. This is where my foundation has been set. But, you know, if you technically they didn't own the rights for the Universal Monster Universal monsters in this movie. So there was just called Creature, Mummy. I don't remember what they call them, but this act to this day, in my opinion, holds up as a great little fun monster movie. You know, the name's Horace. Seriously, if you know, I don't know if you're watching it as an adult, it holds the same nostalgia as it would from, you know, if I watched it now versus when I was a kid growing up with this, it might not hold the same nostalgia as it does for me. But it, whether it does or doesn't, this is just such a fun monster movie for kids, and it totally puts you in the Halloween, you know, mood and spirit. And you've got, you know, a wolf, you got the wolf man, you've got the mummy, you've got the creature, you've got the vampire, and who else is in here? There's another monster. You got the brides, they make a little guest appearance, but it is like, don't go, Frankie, don't go. Probably gonna have to watch this one before I watch the Haunted Mansion or something, you know. And then we've got, I think I would say those. Okay, next is a beloved of mine, The Addams Family. I actually only watched this. I'll watch the second one in November more than this one, but this one, you know, it's just you know, a fun, you know, macabre movie. What is there to say? What isn't there to say about The Addams Family, technically? This is always on TV. Freeform, is it Freeform? I don't know, but it's always on that channel. I think it's not AMC or Fox. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. I think it's Freeform that this is always on, and I'm always like, okay, you know. Again, like, I probably won't actually watch this physical copy. I'll just watch what's on TV. But I love The Addams Family so much. It's one of my favorites. So this will be on rotation as well. And then we've got Halloween 3, which my husband and I were watching earlier today before we went grocery shopping. So Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. There's a fun little backstory to this, which I've probably already told, and I'm probably gonna just, you know, mull over again or touch base on over again, whatever you want to call it. But so every time we left the house, like in October one year, this movie just started, and every time we come home, it was just ending at the end of the movie where it was playing that jingle, and it just stuck in our head all day. And then it was just like a running joke that day. It was like, are we ever going to get out of Haddonfield? And technically this doesn't take place in Haddonfield, but my husband doesn't know the technicalities of the Halloween franchise all that well. I have to, you know, educate him sometimes. But ever since then, it's been a running joke, to the point to where I bought us matching Halloween 3 t-shirts that year because I just thought it was funny. So we both had the same, like, baseball jersey shirts that have, you know, the Halloween 3 masks on it. I don't know where he keeps his. I know where mine is. I'm gonna make him pull it out and wear it. I spent good money on those. But Halloween 3 it's just Halloween 3. I mean, I've always liked this movie even before it started becoming, you know, more popular than it was like years ago, because nobody liked this movie because Michael Myers isn't in it. But Halloween 3, happy Halloween. Okay, and another movie from the same franchise that nobody likes, but I do. It is like my second favorite Halloween movie. Not to hate on the first. I do like the first movie, but this movie to me is just fun all the way around. Nobody likes the mask and nobody likes the girl in the movie, but I love Halloween 5. You know, where after 4 she stabs her stepmom and she's all, I can't talk, which is fine because she annoys me anyway when she talks. But she's even more annoying because she's like, Tina. And speaking of Tina, nobody likes this movie because of Tina, but I adore Tina. I liked her. I've always liked Tina in this movie. It was Rachel that annoyed the crap out of me. So, Halloween 5, every time this is on, I'm like, I could be washing, dishes or folding laundry, and I'm like, laundry can wait. I'm watching this. I don't know. It's just, she might be annoying to some people, Tina, but Tina risks her life and saves her, so I don't want to hear any of this nonsense. So those are my, getting in staples that I actually will watch, sit down for Halloween season. Let me know what you think. Do you like Tina? Do you think, she's, as annoying as everybody makes her out to be? Do you like Halloween 3? I mean, everybody gets that jingle stuck in their head. Did you watch these growing up? Are these like the first time you ever heard of them?